1 second, I need to try and get my dashboard loaded.
Poke.
Is that already a person that's here? And my TV really low. Hold on, let me... For whatever reason, it refuses to let me open my dashboard sometimes. Why'd you change your account name, Ricky? Do you even want me to call you that? Because there's technically 2 Rickies that come in my chat, which I just find a complete anomaly. By just sheer randomness, 2 separate people named Ricky watch me. Out of the fucking thousands of names on the planet, I have 2 people with identical names that watch me. Which just a crazy outlier to me. Because if you didn't know, Taters, the guy who comes by regularly, his name's Ricky as well. He told me that one of the last couple streams we did. I never knew that was his name. I've always just called him Taters, because he never asked me to call him by his name.
LOL, you can still call me Ricky if you want, but I did it cause I wanted to have it match everything else.
But you don't really use your PS4. What? That's me going like, this is the only thing that I know you on. I mean, you probably use other platforms other than a PS4 and YouTube. Did you end up getting rid of your PS4 or something? Do you still have it?
LOL, you true.
And if so, when was the last time you even used it?
I still have it, and I think about 3 years ago.
You ever considered getting rid of it for money? I mean, I guess it's not really worth that much anymore. I'm guessing you just kind of lost interest in playing games. I know other people that have gone down that route recently, or have changed what they preferred to game on or with. Like, Hyro doesn't play on his PS4 anymore, he plays on his fucking laptop. I'm just like, how can you game on a tiny-ass laptop screen, dude, and enjoy it? Let alone do it for a couple weeks.
Kinda, but then I would want to buy one again once I get net back.
Yeah, but are you ever gonna get net back? To be honest, you're one of the only people I know who's gone more than a year without having normal internet. I can't imagine doing everything through phone service. Hopefully you have an unlimited data plan.
LOL, I don't know, to be honest at this point. Yeah, luckily though.
Sorry, my outside door doesn't shut well. And I see it flapping in the breeze and I have to fix the knob on it every once in a while. I don't know why the screws come loose so easily. Anyways, sorry. Do you text a lot? Because, I mean, in my opinion, I would just swap the cell service over for fucking internet service. You get the same effect. I mean, if you're not texting people like crazy, I can't imagine there even being a use for cell service outside of being able to watch a YouTube video pretty much anywhere at a kind of shitty quality. I mean, unless you live in an area with 5G, and then, I mean, it's... Alright, I can't even remember what I was doing last time I played this, because I haven't played in like 3 or 4 days. It might be a little bit too loud in my ears. Oh man, I forget how long the loading screens are in this game. I've been, the past couple days, I've been playing on my PS2 for like a couple hours, and I was playing Warship Gunner, and that PlayStation 2 game loads in like fucking 3-4 seconds into a level. And I was like, wow, what happened to games that made them go forwards, backwards, forwards again, and then backwards again? A game made by
So
Koei.
how have you been?
I mean, pretty much nothing. I know you said, how have you been, but when people ask that, they really mean, how have you been doing? And it's like, you can say good, but that's just like a one-word, nothing answer. And I hate small talk. That's my least favorite thing. If a person comes up to me trying to talk and the first thing they mention is anything to do with the weather, I immediately write that person off in my brain. If they're going to talk about the weather, at least it should be something like, did you see the rainbow the other day? At least something like that. Not, oh, it's a, I didn't think it was going to rain today. I didn't bother to look at my phone, which has the weather programmed into it.
LOL.
Oh, you're gonna die. Opening up a finely aged
Is that
cask
vehicle
of
going to come
whoopings.
back here? I can't kill vehicles in a vehicle. I have to be outside of my vehicle to kill a vehicle. Else it'll take 10 minutes. No, annoying. Where'd he go? Oh yeah, that's right. There's the Hoarder event. Forgot about that. I gotta keep an eye out for... Thanks for the boost. I haven't gotten that claptrap yet. What the hell? Or that claptrap part, I should say. where is he? I need my help. Nope. No kill. Me Salvador with one gun. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get back here. Why are you running? Why are you running? I suck at doing that voice. Wait, the backpack.
Hello, Commander.
Where is the backpack? Didn't I could have swore I killed a hoarder over here. Where's his backpack? Did he get away?
It's not in that one. Keep looking. You think you can get past me?
Oh look, dead meat.
Tommy Wiseau.
You're done.
The most amazing... The best worst actor. I think is the only way to explain him to someone if you don't know who Tommy Wiseau is. He's the best worst actor. Vault Hunter. Also, how's it going, Taters? Oh no. Oh, that's what was killing me. I need a shotgun. But I don't even use the transformer anymore, so. Use the backhand. Mostly because it's anointed, though. If I had an anointed transformer, I'd probably be using it.
That's it. That's really good working. You are almost as amazing as myself. Now it's time to put my movie on the big screen. That one. Go plug it into the movie shooter, okay?
The movie shooter. No, not the anointed guy. Whoa. Move, move, move. There's another one. It'll take more than that. Hello? Excuse me? Why are you bouncing bullets at me now? Excuse-moi? Nice glitch.
Jesus, too many purple smoke.
Let's get it over with.
Knox, man. I can guarantee you that none of these have a decent anoint on them. If only the flacker wasn't one mag in this game.
Set up my movies now, okay? We are on edge of greatness here.
Ruby's Wrath. Oh yeah, that's that. Jockhammer.
Oh no! This is terrible. The projector bulb broken now. You have to fix this thing, and I will give you more money bunches to do it too. They're messing with my projector! I'm gonna pull the bleeding looky balls out of whoever did this! Go track them down, you rebel! There are no bulbs in there? I'm thinking I saw that jerk Roller using bulbs for target shooting. Go do target shooting at him until he is dying. The gospel of the Calypsos will never be silenced!
Does he only spawn in once I walk over there?
LOL.
Voltan daughter. Voltan daughter. Why do I keep rolling my R? I can't not do that now. Voltan daughter. Screw you, mule! Melty, melty time! Just get in real nice and close. Let me give you a hug.
I'm on a freaking roll!
Nice.
Good riddance. Now go find his bulb stash. My destiny is becoming impatient.
Rack attack. So many oranges just from clearing out a section of enemies. Stop! You're cryoed! Wait, which one is the horn again? It's the left stick.
Whoa!
That's what I meant by it takes too fucking long to kill a vehicle with another vehicle. Wait, where's the... Oh, he dropped it on the ground. I just didn't pick it up. Because I'm an absolute idiot. Wait, you can't jump into this, but you can jump out? Oh, there we go. I thought it dropped from Roner. That's why I was gonna go away and then come back, but I forgot. It's literally, you shouldn't even need to kill the guy. You just go and press the button to get into the door. Borderlands. Dang it. No, let me... Up there. What the hell? Oh. I thought it was gonna be up.
This guy had it all figured out. Interfaced himself to death in a porn cave. We should all be so lucky. That's a rugged BZK all-terrain package. It's like four-wheel drive.
So what's the fucking point of coming up here then?
That's just mad.
Legendary. Coffee maker. Dang it. Can't mantle cars. You're an all-star. Show on, get right.
Yes! Bring to me my inevitable fame, Vault Hunter.
Vault Hunter.
I'm finally able to tell my parents I am famous film man. Action! Now come back for your bunches of money. Where am I really? What is really real? They carry me like angels. If I fall, will you catch me? I can run really fast. Oh, hi, man. You didn't like this. Weird, right? I always hate.
Krakatoa. insert Squidward meme here.
You are the best vault hunter. Wow, after me. So you are second best, which is still pretty good. I will be famous now for 1,000 millions of years thanks to you, Vault Hunter. I can never repay you, but I will try with all of these bunches of money I'm now giving to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to practice my acceptance speech. I want to thank the entire Academy for this award for the best filmmaker in Universe Forever. This is great honor I am totally deserving of. My films are, without doubting, the highest quality cinematic excellence, and I recommend you all watch them and enjoy them and learn from them. It is about passion and doing what you love. And then everyone will love you with a lot of passion, see? If you're me anyway. All you have to do is follow your dreaming. I followed my dreaming, and it brought me this. The award for Best Filmmaker in Universe Forever. Maybe if you follow your dreaming, you can do that too. Except for I already did it, and it's forever, so you know, like that.
Whoa, dude! Okay then. Is he stuck over there? I'm spooked. The disappearing...
That was close.
mono wheel. Where'd he even go?
Messy.
Oh fuck, I had to swap weapons. Wait, I don't even think this weapon... This is a fire annoying, right? Yeah.
Dead scrub. Get over here, dickweeds. Can't stop the body drop.
Wait, is that a rack?
Also, I feel like I should elaborate on why my stream is titled Seething. So I've been going back onto chat rooms more recently. I don't know why I have. Honestly, it's a waste of my time considering most of the people I meet are super closed-minded, already have, like, their clique, and any new people that come by have to basically struggle to try and, like, even just talk. It's like you go... This is my biggest gripe with chat rooms. So you go onto chat rooms, at least most of the people that I assume go onto chat rooms so they can, you know, chat and interact with other people. But 90% of the people that you'll meet on chat sites have talked to the same group of people for the past 7 years that they met. And again, they don't care about new people. Why the fuck would they want to waste their time on you? And more importantly, why should they give a fuck about what you think? Because you haven't been around there. So I end up going into these rooms, hearing conversations, putting in my 2 cents, or just making like a statement about something at the end, like trailing end of a convo before it like completely dies. And I was like, one of the statements I made was, I don't really think that modern computers are that great. And it's like, yeah, they run games and stuff better, but the fact is that the market is bloated, and even people like Linus from Linus Tech Tips has voiced his opinion on this. Where he really only does it anymore because he's into tech. But he understands, he's gotten more into the realistic side of it. The downsides of having 70 different graphics cards on the market. Not even mentioning all the different RAM chipsets and all this other bullshit which is non-consistent. There are RAM chips that you can buy right now that will not allow you to play games like Apex Legends Online because the anti-cheat registers the RGB on board the RAM as a cheat. And no, I'm not joking you. This is the fucking kind of shit that modern computers have. And then you have blowhards like this fucking dickbag in this room that I was in earlier, who's sitting here trying to tell me with a straight face that there's not a problem with the market. There's a problem, it's a problem with something else. It's totally not the fact that game developers don't give a fuck to program or optimize shit for 60 different platforms, because that's basically what it is whenever you have something with slightly different architecture. Yeah, you might be able to use the same coding on it, but it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's why you can't just stick PC ports on a console and vice versa. There's a lot more intricate bullshit that goes on. And I called the dude a fucking elitist, not even a PC elitist. I just called him elitist, and he's like, what? You're calling me, do you even know what PC elitism means? And I'm like, he's putting words in my mouth to make it what he says, what I say to turn it into what he says, because he's like a sociopathic, manipulative piece of shit. I don't know, I was so fucking angry at this dude. I got banned out of the room, of course. I was like, how can you act like you're on the moral high ground right now? You're lucky that you're a moderator in this room and can ban me. Because I think in most situations you wouldn't have the moral high ground. The only reason you have the moral high ground is because you have 10 other people here giving you confirmation bias.
Talon flew right past us, and Mordecai followed him.
Fucking piece of shit. I put the name of the room on blast, but I don't want people going there saying shit, because they're just going to think that you're me trying to troll them. And you're probably just going to get automatically banned the second you mention anything to do with it, because that's the type of people that they are. A lot of the people that you meet on the internet in those situations are incredibly socio-manipulative. Like, it's not even funny.
Yeah, man. Been going off by herself and setting up this nest for a while now. Looks like the Vault Hunter helped her get ready to feed the baby with that juicy brain. Hey, thanks for that. Looks like Greg had us both running all over the place today, huh? It's all good. The baby will have some food when he finally hatches. Thanks for looking after my girl. I think Talon says thanks too.
Even before I started the stream, I was like fucking just boiling. Because I've known other people in that room. There's a person that is a mod in that room. That is the only reason why I went in there, that I known from like 5 to 6 years ago. But he also is turned into like this ego-bloated prick that just tells people basically how they should be thinking about stuff. Like one of the conversations that I was having the other night with a person in the same room, because it's not like I just went into the room tonight and had this issue. No, I'd been going into that place talking to the people for the past 2 weeks. Only just tonight, when I had the statement about computers having too many parts, did the guy feel like he needed to be defensive enough to ban me and then call me a retard because he would take anything I say to the extreme and then say that I had no idea what I was talking about, even though I was fully aware of what I was talking about. Just like him having no clue about developing stuff. I'm not a programmer or a web designer, but I have spoken to several of them. And in every accord, I have been told on numerous occasions one of the most annoying fucking things about making applications for computers, for just any kind of device, even if it's a TV. The architecture is different. The firmware is different. All of these tiny little bits of technology feng qua matter. And it legitimately drives me fucking up the wall when people just act like when people just act like it's so fucking oh, it's only the developer's fault. The developers should be put to shame for not being able to program their games properly for an ever-changing, ever-morphing platform. And then wonder why they don't give a flying fuck about making a product that runs right. Because when you have a company that does, you end up with games like Neo 1 and Neo 2 that actually run at their said frame rate. It's not like Borderlands 3, where literally every 30 to minute and a half of gameplay, you can watch the entire game hitch. And not only that, sometimes it'll hitch for several seconds at a time and just completely lock up. And guess what? That's not only a console problem. Shit like that also happens on PC too. Because both the game engine, the developer, and the fucking platform are all to blame. There's too many variables with too many different things. And this is the thing that that idiot didn't understand.
Kill anything big and bad lately?
And really, the only reason why I'm shit-talking him is because, again, he was the only person in the room initially against my arguments. But he managed to turn a bunch of other people, like, against me because I was saying something that's true. And that's, you can't have 50 different custom parts for something and then tell me with a straight face that it's a good platform. It's one thing if you handmade the parts for your computer, but you don't. You buy a Lego piece to insert into the slot where it goes. And yes, there's cable management and all these other things that go into PC building. But honestly, the actual putting together the PC part isn't that hard. It's doing it in a pretty manner that's hard. Unless you're a complete fucking retard and have never watched a single Gamers Nexus video, a single Linus Tech Tips video, Jay's 2 cents, any of those guys, if you never watched a single one of them, then maybe you probably wouldn't have any idea of what you're fucking doing. But if you've watched any of that stuff, or even have a normal problem-solving brain, you can probably figure out how to put together a computer without blueprints. It's only like 13 parts. There's only so many ways they can go together, and there's only so many cables that can attach to each other correctly. Obviously, the 4-pin connector goes into the 4-pin connector slot.
I wish there was an easier way to get blood out of my clothes.
Oh, it's an 8-pin connector? Well, then obviously it links up to this 8-pin. Oh, wait, the motherboard doesn't have that? So you could just use the 4-pin as a leeway if the thing was only 4-pin, but the actual plug-in slot for the power supply was 8-pin. You can do that with certain things. Not that it's the optimal way to do it, but
1, 2, 3, 4.
there are
I'm
weird
there to
extremes
dig
where
and
even
pull.
if you
5,
manage to
6,
put stuff
7,
together
8,
wrong,
starts at 9, so don't be late.
even if you manage to put together the computer wrong, a lot of the times it'll still work. In terms of a computer, of course, one of the other hard parts that people sometimes have is actually getting Windows installed onto a new computer. Getting it to post, getting to the BIOS, setting up what you want the clock speeds of your CPU to be. I say clock speeds, but you can also adjust, with a lot of modern computers, you can adjust the clock speed of certain GPUs as well, and stuff like that. But sometimes you can just do that from within, like, the graphics card specific settings. Like how on a lot of modern graphics cards you can also adjust your RPM fan curve without having to go into BIOS. How loud you want your thing to be when it's not actually running that intensive of a program, basically. Kind of like how a PS4 operates, which is how most things operate, but that curve all depends on the noise. Like, that statement sounded weird. What I mean is, like, the curve in which the fan throttles up is a predetermined thing set in whatever device you're using. So if console reaches X temperature, fan will go to X speed to try and cool it down. And if X temperature is not reduced, then fan speed will increase. And it will keep increasing until it cannot cool it efficiently. And that's what happens to PS4s that get full of dust over time, like Hyros. They get louder and louder and louder and louder until it's just a high-pitched ringing because the fan is literally spinning at max RPM. I don't know, sorry, I just needed to... I needed to explain myself for a little bit. Just because I was still internally angry at this, even though it was 2 hours ago. I was just so fucking furious. Not like throw stuff furious, but just internally furious. I missed out on the opportunity to call him Hitler, though, because that's basically what he was acting like. That's why I called him an elitist, because he immediately was like, no, the way that they're doing it now is better. It's the better way to do it.
It's cool.
And it's like, that's elitism. And he's like, do you even know what PC elitism means? And I'm like, I'm not saying this has nothing to do with the fucking console versus PC thing. This is just you're an elitist asshole. It's no different from someone who's an elitist about gardening. You're just a fucking piece of shit that no one wants to listen to. Except for other pieces of shit. Other like-minded pieces of shit. That think having 50 different viable graphics cards on the market is a legit good thing. And it totally doesn't make every game developer on the planet go when it comes time to optimize. Just a big fucking sigh. Not a sigh of relief either, a sigh of intense stress that's about to occur for 6 months as you try to make a game even function. And then people are like, why do indie game studios never have these kinds of issues at triple? Because their games are like 1/4 as complex. That's why it's an indie game. That's why No Man's Sky was never going to live up to its hype. You were expecting a AAA experience out of a single B developer. Or a single I guess you would say. A small indie development team. Known for making tiny, quaint games, not known for like Joe Danger. But that studio didn't make Joe Danger. The person who works at the studio who made No Man's Sky worked on Joe Danger at that studio. Which is weird, because when people think of No Man's Sky developer, they think of just that. They think of No Man's Sky. They don't think of all the other stuff that the guy did up until that point and immediately assume all wrong and bad of the guy, even though it wasn't his fault everyone put his product on the hype train. Yes, he might have, like, not been direct with people, but you can't do that on something that you don't know how it's going to turn out. The major lying parts that came in with No Man's Sky was whenever he would show an example of footage on a planet, and he would be like, oh, no, because I remember one of the interviews with him, one of the guys asked him, why do you always pick this planet to do demonstrations on? And he's like, oh, it's just random, it just happens to look the nicest, and blah-de-blah-de-blah, excuses for why he uses it. And he's also the person who said stuff like, oh, we didn't want to do like a pre-scripted monster runs out of the back of the mountain, and that's literally exactly what they did for the trailer. That's the No Man's Lie part. The lie part was nothing to do with the game mechanics. People thought way too much of a game that was made by a tiny-ass team that had way too much promise for it. There's a good video out currently called The Ingoodening of No Man's Sky. If you want to watch that video, it's a very good, insightful video on the actual history of that guy, and it actually makes you sympathize for Todd. Or not Todd Howard, that's fucking... What's wrong with you? That's fucking Bethesda, dumbass. Never sympathize with Todd Howard. Fuck, now I've got his... I can't even remember the guy's name now. I was literally watching the fucking video a couple days ago. That's why it was on my brain. What's the guy's name? Sean Murray. I feel super bad for the guy.
I was never on the No Man's Sky hype train to begin with. Mostly just because I don't find open world sandbox games to be that appealing, especially when there's almost no content bulk in the game. The bulk of the content is just the procedural generation, and it's like, if I want that, I'm gonna play like Binding of Isaac or something like that. But that's the whole thing, is procedural generation is different than random generation. No Man's Sky is technically not random, is what I'm saying. And what's funny is they actually removed mechanics out of the game early on because it made people get confused as to what was actually happening. So they had this whole natural terraforming versus gravity, like, impact on the planet versus the sun it was orbiting around, and they had all this complex programming based around this. But people would get mad because they'd go to one planet, they'd see how it was, leave, and then come back, and the surface of the planet would have been changed because it would have been terraformed over time. Just like what happens on Earth. If you leave a house old as shit and it collapses, bushes and shit are gonna grow over it. And it's like, there's no place on a living organism in terms of a Earth or a planet where stuff is going to stay the same.
Hello.
How's it going? Sorry, I was just talking about some random gaming nonsense. While I was taking 5 to vent some nonsense. It wasn't even that big of a deal. I don't take most bullshit from people to heart. It just makes me have less faith in people.
Just wandering around.
But to be honest, I've lost all faith in people with the recent virus thing going around. I hate people. I hate the way that people are treated, because I've been there. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm fucking hear that anywhere you go now. Too many people talking about it. I don't really consider myself a part of any community. I mean, I am streaming Borderlands 3 right now, but...
You deserve more subs just like me.
Huh?
Kill anything big and bad lately?
I don't deserve any subs. I don't put effort into what I do. Just being realistic with you. If I actually put effort into stuff, maybe. But currently, all I do is I stream and I occasionally talk.
Self-confidence.
I don't. It's not a lack of self-confidence, it's just merely viewing it from a rational perspective. I'm a hyper-realist. In other words, no amount of wool you could put over my eyes that wouldn't allow me to see clearly. My whole life has been people trying to put wool over my eyes, and you eventually just be able to get to see through any kind of person's facade. And that includes yourself. I don't try to disillusion myself by thinking I'm better than I actually am, and it's why I constantly downtrodden myself, because, I mean, If you can't be real with yourself, then you can't be real with other people. Too many fake people. Too many husks.
People try to stop you, don't worry about them.
Oh, people don't try to stop me. There's no people to stop me, because no one knows I exist. And I kind of like it that way. I personally would hate having 100,000 plus people watch me, because I'm a very, like I said, I'm a realist type person. And therefore, the way that I think about a lot of things clashes with like 90% of people, because people can't handle the real world. And I'm not saying that, oh yeah, I know the definition of everything, and I know what's real and fake. I'm the realest real guy on the really real scale. And it's like, no. I just don't vibe, to put it bluntly, anyways, because I hate using that word. I just don't get down with people who have unrealistic views of things. And that is 90% of fucking people. Who are just outlandishly arrogant, just for the sake of being arrogant.
Toxicity is not important anymore, it's just the world in danger.
Well, that's the thing. I am kind of toxic, and that's why I don't... I don't play up myself as being this good savant type person, because I'm not. I'm just a realist. And I'm probably one of the worst people that people like to meet in real life. It's the reason why I don't have that many friends, and most of the friends I do have don't like talking to me. It's part of the reason why I started streaming, to have some excuse to just say what I think out loud, because most people around me, especially where I live in the country, don't give a fuck to hear what I have to say. They've been set in their ways for 30 years. Nothing you're gonna say is gonna change that. Even if it comes to science.
I can be friends, emoji thumbs up with medium skin tone.
Oh, I have friends on here.
Woof. I picked the wrong decade to quit drinking.
But again, I say that loosely because I know that most of those people wouldn't talk to me on a regular basis, because they get sick of it too.
I guess.
Most people hate it. All of the people in my family hate it. Almost everyone I meet hates it. It's very rare that people actually like honesty in a person, because people like honesty, but only when that honesty is beneficial to them. If it's negative to them, they immediately downplay anything you say, even if it is true. And that's just how most of the modern world works. It's why people still believe in the idea of creationalism and Scientology and stuff like that. The whole idea of believing in something makes it okay is the problem. And that is one of the things where it's like I said, I clash with 90% of people. Because I even think spirituality is toxic to people. Because it puts these falsified ideals of how you're supposed to treat other people. Or how you think that humans and life and all this kind of shit matters. When really you only exist because you can. And again, people hate hearing that. People want there to be a purpose for existence. There isn't one. You exist because you can. Chemicals didn't choose to exist. They existed, and you're made of those chemicals. The things that formed the earliest strands of RNA, which were just proteins and amino acids. People love to act like there's a reason to exist. There's no reason. You just do. You do exist. That's it. And people who have a hard time accepting that concept, and I don't mean accepting it as if it's a belief system, because it's not. That's just reality. But people will tell me it's a belief system, but it's not. That's just how things work. Like, I can't believe there are still people who are against evolutionism when motherfucking coronavirus is going around the planet. How can you be so fucking arrogant and stupid and still believe in nonsense? But wear a mask because the government told you to wear a mask. I mean, I do the same thing. I'm not trying to say that, oh, the masks aren't important. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that most of these people have white suit syndrome, where they only listen once it becomes an extreme. The fact is that pandemics and stuff wouldn't happen if people just had common fucking sense with hygiene. And again, the whole corrupt government thing, the whole corrupt pharmaceutical industry thing, I could get into that whole rant again, but I don't really want to because I've ranted about it like 3 times in the past week. Where it's like, you can't sit there with a straight face as a medical professional and tell me there's no fucking vaccine or thing we can do to treat it when we have supercomputers that can sequence the genomes of bacteria in less than a day. You can't fucking sit there and tell me with a straight face that there is no fucking way that we have figured out anything to treat this. It is absolute bullshit, and they just keep using the same fucking excuses as to why that stuff doesn't exist. And it's honestly why there are no private medical industries. Because the real, as a lot of people like to refer to it as, big pharma, the big pharma, as everyone likes to call it, but just the large pharmaceutical industry prevents you from doing that. You can't run your own lab where you conduct medical tests on people. You can't do that.
Kill anything big and bad lately?
And even if you did, most people would be so skeptical of you doing it that they'd think you were just trying to poison them or something like that. Because people are that fucking nuts. It's why the government doesn't fund stem cell research. You'd think in our modern era there would be so many different ways to fix health problems, but no, we still feed cancer patients chemo with the idea that killing every kind of cell in your body and just the cancer being like basically caught in the wildfire, because that's what it is. Chemotherapy is a wildfire that you induce on your body. And if the wildfire happens to burn over the zone where the cancer is, cool, you don't have cancer anymore. But if the chemo doesn't work, and you're stuck for 2 years doing chemo over and over again, and you go bald and you have digestive problems and your DNA telomeres age by 20 years, you want to know whose fucking fault that is? The fucking government. Because there are, I don't want to say cures, because the term cure is a bullshit statement, but there are treatments for cancers which have been known since the 1940s and 50s that are guaranteed to work, that the FDA shut down because they worked too good.
I hate to hear that they're saying the reason we have COVID-19 is cause it was a careless lab breach out of China.
That's called bacteria. I wouldn't even be surprised if it was self-induced.
Don't worry too much about putting down
But conspiracy always goes around.
Look at you.
Either way, it
Bacteria
doesn't...
is our friend.
I wish there was an easier way to get blood out of my clothes. These are getting kind of crusty.
I don't know, I have a huge, huge problem with people currently. And that causes me to be in most cases, whenever I'm exchanging words with people, very volatile. The second people say stupid shit. Especially more recently. I even bought a shirt to represent it. A local place had a black t-shirt that had just white text on it that said, "Caution. I have no filter." And I was just like, people were probably just going to call me autistic for wearing this, but yeah, I'll just wear it. Oh, you don't have a goody-goody two-shoes filter on the way that you speak. You must be a fucking idiot. No, I just come from the Northeast where people don't give a fuck about the way that you talk. Everyone around here says shit. People around here still say faggot. I don't. Especially not on the internet. Even though I just did, but again, context is your best friend.
Everything.
Picked the wrong decade to quit drinking.
I live in one of the most welcoming but also volatile places on the planet in terms of how people will treat you. If you're not from around here, people are going to treat you like shit. But if you're even from a remote distance around here, people are going to treat you like you're somehow blood kin. And they're going to act like people around here are secretly racist to other states. And a lot of states are like that. They're fucking racist. And as much as people don't like to act like that's racism and call like that kind of word extreme, that's what it is. You're hating another person for where they're from. That is racism. Even if their skin is white, that's still racism.
It's time for a good cleaning.
Use code KOSDFF for 777 off Scuff Gaming.
Who the fuck just said that? Don't say shit like that in my chat, please. Even if you are joking.
Don't worry too much about putting down bandits. They'd eat you as soon as look at you.
I don't want the text-to-voice to be speaking that out.
Oof. Picked the wrong decade to quit drinking.
This tiny organism killing us all.
Yeah, no shit, guy.
I wish there was an easier way to get blood out of my clothes. These are getting kind of crusty.
Are you like 5 minutes behind or something?
Kill anything big and bad lately?
I survived Ebola once. Emoji thumbs up with dark skin tone.
Is this what you're gonna do? Is you're just gonna be a joker from here on out?
Rifle's getting dirty. It's time.
I don't appreciate it. Go be a memester on Reddit, not in my stream chat. Dang it.
Whoa 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 now, you got the most dip on your chip.
You're like one more one-liner away from me having Ricky snipe you. And I mean that as in I'm just gonna have you timed out, because I understand that you get obsessed with the text-to-voice thing. A lot of people do. But stop. Honestly. If you got something to say that's on topic, by all means. But if you're just gonna be that guy, I don't want that guy in my chat, if you can catch my drift.
You the Lord of Skags?
I haven't heard that name in like 7 years. That's some serious lag. I'm just Edward now, but tyranny still reigns over Pandora. I'm talking about the most fiendish evil of all, bandwidth run. There's a Hyperion.
If you were making like Jack quotes, I'd probably forgive it a little bit, but you're just like saying random shit at this point.
Parasite seeing.
Are you even listening to a word I'm saying? I have a feeling that you're ignoring me at this point, just for laughs, and I don't appreciate that. Literally just got done talking about people.
Yes, I am.
Well, you can go and ignore someone else.
So do I just do it?
Nah, I got you.
In not bot.
I thought there were supposed to be enemies here. Oh. Why the hell was it?
Ugh, Zach. It's even more evil than I imagined. Crush wreck that thing and I can finally get my connection speeds back up.
Roll a man, put on Timmy out for what?
Hyperion firewall. I can't get through that. But I think I know someone
I
who
told
can.
you.
The Vault Leaf is coming for us, Zach! Our divine distributor of pains! Rend them, brothers and sisters!
Hold them off, Bolt Hunter.
Go look at other people in the Borderlands community. Leave me alone, dude. This is why I told you I don't care about subs. Not in it for the glitz. I don't care if you like me or not.
I didn't even do anything.
I told you to stop with the fucking one-liners. I don't like my text-to-voice being spammed with random bullshit. Especially when I'm addressing you and you're fucking ignoring me. Literally just got done talking about being fed up with people who fucking ignore me.
The world must have you broken.
Just go somewhere else. The fact you have 2 YouTube accounts that you can that quickly swap in between is probably more of a thing to say about you than it is about me. Most people don't like that in their chat. They don't like a guy who's just spamming one-liners.
LOL.
I'm not a joker. I'm not a ha-ha funny guy. You get it? My name's the Salty Dob, not the Peppy Squirrel.
How'd we even get a second slot?
In not spamming one-liner.
Creep to my right. Damn you, Unfack! This is what I'm talking about!
If you're the person in here earlier that got timed out, you were.
Let me see. Here's a guy doing a headstand with a cork in his butt and it says, "Poop champagne!" Great meme! That one's on two. Unfack!
Want me to be more conversational.
Tell me what the fuck saying I survived Ebola once with a thumbs up or whoa 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 now you got the most dip on your chip has to fucking do with anything besides just being something you said because it sounds funny. Ha ha, you got me to laugh. Ha ha. I'm not exactly in the fucking mood. If it wasn't obvious by my tone of voice earlier.
It's true.
Get the fuck out of here. Unless you want to talk about the game or have some useful input, leave me alone. I get enough fucking goobers that I have to deal with on my regular day-to-day. I don't need a goober in my fucking chat.
What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. At the moment, to be honest. Where? Why the hell weren't they attacking me before? Go watch someone else. There's like 40 other people streaming the game that aren't me. That will respond to you all the same, and good chances are they'll probably enjoy your goofy one-liners.
Is this mayhem fun? I mean 4.
It's 4. I know my bitrate doesn't make it easy to see the bottom of the screen.
What is this?
A game about shooting things.
I don't know.
Did you really just bring in 2 accounts? I highly doubt that that's another random person. Yeah, that's what I had a feeling. Both left at the same time. Or at least two people left at the same time, just barely.
The first port is clear. Ogvak's group is loosening.
Or someone's
Found a picture of Mr. Tord.
internet connection lagged out and dropped them from live.
Great meme. You're doing it. This meme just says, become a crab. Sure.
Chick with dents over its forehead.
The memes must flow.
Can you fuck off? Please, just go away.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Port's clear. Got a new meme. It's a baby
Stop.
named Tina. He wants to touch everything. No, don't hug Grandma.
I swear, if you don't go away, I will make you leave.
One more to go.
Go watch someone else.
All ports are clear. Launching meme bomb. Uploading to Ogvak. It can't handle the dankness. The firewall has fallen. Now thrash that up.
At this point, you're just annoying me. The fact that you brought in multiple accounts to come back when you didn't just wait 300 seconds to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. No, you just immediately flipped the switch and went into crazy mode. Like, can you please just go away? Please. If you are a sane human being, go away.
The tyrants of the EchoNet has fallen. Lord of Skags has struck a mighty, meaty blow against bandwidth throttling. Vault Hunter, for your service, I dub thee Meme Crusader. _2. Come and claim your reward money. Pandora may not have running water, or vegetables, or libraries that aren't on fire. But as long as
Hey,
we have
Buster.
dagger beams, we are free. Lord of Skags, signing off.
Really, dude? Really, dude? If you don't get the drift, I will report you for having spam accounts. Can you please just go away? At this point, you're just stressing me out and making me hate doing this. Can you go away?
I'll keep making accounts.
Can you just go away, please? Just go somewhere else. Please. Can you go bother anyone else? Why do people have to be like this, man? If he comes back again, I'll just turn my text to voice off. That's the only gratification he's probably getting at this point.
So, full disclosure, Vault Hunter, I was never going to go back to pro gaming.
aged out. I'm not 14 anymore. Gotta grow up sometime. Nowadays, I make my living mining Becco wafers. It's a crypto coin, you know? Pretty cool. I don't have time to explain how it works, but now that my bandwidth is straight up banging, I'm gonna be friggin' rich. Thanks, Vault Hunter. I'm gonna make so much freaking money on crypto coin. So hey, how about you take all this stupid paper money? I'm certainly not gonna need it anymore.
In that Buster.
Man, please, can you just leave us alone?
Walk around Pandora is how you get yourself killed.
Yuka Buka.
Dude, honestly, text to voice is going off. Go bother someone else, dude. At this point, you could already be talking to someone else and making them laugh. At this point, you're just hindering my enjoyment of just being able to sit here and play a video game and talk. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't want it to have to be that way either. But can you please at least be reasonable and just go away? Please? Or else I'm gonna mute my mic too, and you're gonna get zero enjoyment out of that.
You here for the job? Good. It's about damn time somebody came by for it. Well, the jackass is in the car over there. Go ahead and take him round till he quits yapping.
You ungrateful little wild, a tan-year hide, just like when you was a young'un. You were a mistake then, and you're still a mistake now!
Yeah, whatever you say, you rotten old bastard! Bring him back to me after his errands. Or don't. Might be doing me a favor.
Dude is literally made me so fucking stressed out.
Who needs you? Not me, that's for damn sure. Now get to driving. And don't drive like a maniac. You hear me, you walking pit stain?
Oh, you're just terrific.
Like I care what you think. I bet Lizzie would be happier than a skag in scat if I never came back at all. You keep me alive, I'll make
Scrub.
Where is that?
Get out there before I go upside your empty friggin' head. I can smell that sniveling, coin-trading pile of crotch rot from a mile away. Go find them! Looks like the bandits got him, which means I don't have to pay for the coins. All right, new plan, you tape licker. Head into that bandit camp and get that coin collection.
Welcome back, taters.
Bring it, scrubs.
Ooh. Damn it. Trying to figure out another way of getting up there. What the hell? I could have just jumped onto this.
Yes. Now bring them coins on back to Pappy and we'll get a move on. Hurry up, Grundle Sweat. Ain't got all day. This son of a bitch dentist stole my good dentures and I want them back. Said he wanted extra teeth for his teeth or some abandoned nonsense. Get me them teeth.
Wrong way.
Don't make me take that wheel away from you, friggin' puss rag! Knock on the damn door already and get that son of a bitch out here!
Is it anointed? Oh, no, but that's still decent. You want it back? If I'm just being honest with you, because you know I don't need it. I also don't need the money because I have all the SDUs. So if you want it back, I'll give it right back to you.
What do you want?
Pappy needs his dentures.
I don't know what the flaming crap you're
you're talking about.
No, his teeth. Take his teeth, you maggot-infested foreskin.
Nobody's taking my teeth.
Truckin' idiot. Hey, Lizzie, give them all that money I keep beneath the mattress.
Oh, good. He's back in one piece. Hooray. Thanks for getting him out of here for a bit. Even if it was only a few minutes of peace and quiet, it was blissful. Here's Pappy's cash stash for ya.
I keep hating you from hell.
You're back! And in one piece! Not that I doubted you, I will never doubt you. I'm rambling. What do you have?
On the Sonara, a family tree burns to ash. Listen for yourself.
What an absolute honor to have all of my dearest siblings here today on the Sonara. Yuko, good to see you. Go easy on that nacho fountain though, sis. Isaku, glad you made it. Sana, enjoying the Narian cigars, are you? You don't see Naoko? Maybe she's using the restroom. It's got a dual propulsion bidet. Watch out. It's been too long since we've had a family reunion. Now I know what you're thinking.
pleasure yacht. Commissioned using my inheritance. Sporting technology and wealth plundered from the corporate war. Our mother and father gave us everything, didn't they? See, that's the problem. Instead of acquiring new business ventures, we're coasting on interest. I'm looking at you, Isaku, Yuko, Sana. So I'm thinking it's time for a merger. And I've got my eye on quite the prize. We need to bring new blood into the Malawan family. But unfortunately, that means I need to trim a few limbs from the old family tree. Holy crap, he just murdered his entire family? Zero, what was he talking about? All that, time for a merger? Was it with Dahl? Hyperion? Tedior? Zero, tell me it's Tedior!
His warships approach. Karagawa's merger starts. He comes for Atlas.
Oh, boy, Terry really lives like an animal. Look around. Maybe he left like a day planner or something? Not that he really seems like a date... A secret door? Terry's a janitor. What secrets does he need to keep? Don't answer that. Every possible answer is gross. Oh, that's one of the old skunk works labs. Yeah, I shut it down after all the accidents. I said that all spooky, but it was just a lot of paper cuts. Prometheus' healthcare system is a nightmare. It was just cheaper to shut down the lab. I'm nervous about paper cuts now. Keep looking around while I go find my little rubber finger guards.
I gotta save my friend, he's sick. I know I'm just a janitor, but I gotta do something. I saw an ad on the Econet for online courses in advanced surgery and neuro...
Terry?
Hey, who's in there?
You are Terry? Where is he? What have you done to Terry? He's supposed to let me out when it's safe.
Is Terry keeping you prisoner?
What? No. He locked me in here to keep me safe from the others. He was gonna let me out once the coast was clear, but it's been a while. Man, I hope he's okay. Could you get me out of here? The door controls are on the other side of that glass. Yeah, right there. That's the door control. feels so good to be out of there. Come say hi.
Hold on, wait. You're a ratch.
Yep, thanks to my main man, Terry. He saved my life. Come on, we gotta find him. Ah, no! Terry! They got him!
Okay, but actually, what's going on?
Terry was my best bud. When my human body got sick, he vowed to save me. He took some EchoNet courses, he found this lab, and pretty soon he figured out how to transfer human brains to ratch bodies. All these other ratches here are escaped failed experiments. Terry had to test the brain transfer process before he tried it on me, so he used bandits and captured Malawan soldiers. Quick! Our only chance to save Terry is to get his brain into a rat's body. I'll chew it out!
Please don't. You're already.
Now grab his brain so we can bring him back to life. Great! The brain transfer tank is downstairs. Ah, but Gary's cage is in the way. Hey, Gary!
I'm gonna eat your face! I'll wear your mom's skin as a kimono! I'll feed your kids to you!
Classic Gary. Malawan war criminal. Honestly, I think he ate people before he got ratched up. Flip that switch to drop his cage so we can get to the transfer tank.
I'm free! I'll guzzle your soul milk! I'll break your toenails! I'll spoon feed you your own tongue!
Hey, Gary got out. I'm gonna stay up here and maybe you go kill him and do the brain transfer thing. Hey, Terry's dead. Awesome. Now go put Terry's brain into the transfer tank. Time lost is Terry lost.
Stacking him up.
Alright, there's already a fresh ratch body in there. I don't know how Terry gets the ratch brain out, but I did see him sharpening an ice cream scoop the other day.
Okay. Hope this keyboard does all the work and I don't have to shove this brain in manually.
Terry, it's Glenn! Can you understand me? He's just having some trouble adjusting. Try talking to him. Remind him that he's a human in there.
a ratch. And you're a ratch now. So that's how you know you're alive, I guess.
Alive. Glenn? I'm alive! And I'm a wretch! You brought me back! I'm alive!
Terry! We did it, buddy! We survived! Hey, rescuer, I got a thank you present for you. Okay, so I finally found the little rubber thing that goes in your thumb, and you are not gonna believe where... Whoa! Whoa, talking ratch. I am not caught up on this. Actually, you know what? Don't tell me. Plausible deniability. I'm just going to do some CEO stuff and look the other way.
We found that cool Atlas weapon prototype when we moved into the lab, but it only works with, you know, hands and stuff. So enjoy!
You did it! You brought me back!
Hell yeah, man! I wasn't gonna leave you dead on the floor. Oh, right. I kinda ate your body, man. Sorry.
No, I totally get it. I could actually super go for a human body right now.
Ratch pals for life, man!
Ratch pals for life!
Hey, what's up?
Welcome.
Another beautiful day in the military-industrial complex.
I can work with that.
Aye.
That dude, like, totally ruined my night. I just wish people like that would just leave people the fuck alone when they're asked to. People are insane, crazy people. That person's a fucking sociopath.
What's that? Glad you're here. What'd you get? Hey, wanna lift weights with me? You good? Huh.
So, you've returned. Persistent, yes? Or stubborn? Or both? Are you so desperate to prove yourself? Then let us begin. ago there was a brief spark. The first thought was hope. A light in the dark. A riddle, yes. Perhaps it will unravel next time.
Alright. I'm really tired, and that fucking dude who was here earlier stressed me out. I hope he doesn't show up again. Anyways, have a good one.